Soon after, former Vice President Joe Biden let the world know that he is not in favor of legalizing recreational marijuana, airing his antiquated views on things that should be adjudicated by now. A number of key Republican senators came out in support of Biden, and this is probably the type of endorsement you shouldn't want if you're a Democrat. But Biden's stuck in the past, so he thinks this is a great thing. Now, Senator Lindsey Graham said that he's all in for Trump, but could see working with Biden on a lot of things if he winds up in the White House in 2021. In fact, he's quoted as saying, "I think Joe Biden has the ability to work across party lines. Absolutely, I do. I very much like Joe Biden. I think he's one of the most decent people I've ever met." Now, why would Republicans in the Senate who are Trump loyalists, who refuse to ever concede on any issue like someone like Joe Biden?
Well, I know why. We now turn to our correspondent, Admiral Ackbar. It's a trap, you fools. They're not gonna give an inch. It's a waste of time.
They're not gonna give an inch, but understand that much like establishment Democrats, Senate Republicans and Republican lawmakers overall are afraid of a real progressive like Bernie Sanders. And so they're trying to juxtapose Joe Biden to Bernie Sanders, which only, in my opinion, hurts Joe Biden in the primaries and helps Bernie Sanders. Now, why do they take a liking to Biden? Well, JR put together a great mashup showing you why. Take a look.
We have predators on our streets.
The truth of the matter is, there's not nearly been enough evidence that has been acquired as to whether or not it is a gateway drug. It's a debate.
That cadre of young people, tens of thousands of them, born out of wedlock, without parents, without supervision, without any structure, without any conscience developing.
Before I legalize it nationally, I want to make sure we know a lot more about the science behind it.
We should focus on them now. If we don't, they will, or a portion of them will, become the predators 15 years from now.
The younger generation now tells me how tough things are. Give me a break. No, I have no empathy for it. Give me a break.
It is appropriate to ask Professor Hill anything any member wishes to ask her to plumb the depths of her credibility.
It's the attitude is elitist, that people can't make up their own minds. You like your health insurance, but you shouldn't like your health insurance. You should have to give that up. I'm going to demand you not have that. We're going to give you something better.
Is with Donald Trump out of the White House, not a joke. You will see an epiphany occur among many of my Republican friends.
I retract my endorsement of Joe Biden.
Why does he have to get all up in Aaron Burnett's grill to explain his disdain for Medicare for all?
Jerry Seinfeld explained it back in the 90s. He's a close talker. He just doesn't, it's not awkward for him. He doesn't get why it's awkward.
Oh, it's so awkward. It makes I'm uncomfortable. Look at her, she's like, please get away from me.
She should have just put one hand on his chest and just pushed.
Yeah, she's like, okay.
Oh my God, there were so many bad quotes in that.
Many bad quotes.
Like, oh, it's elitist Medicare for all. Yeah, you know what? You know what's elitist? Supermarkets. You don't have a choice to go into the woods and hunt your food anymore. It's just being provided to you.
So let me give you more statements from Senate Republicans. Lisa Murkowski says this of Joe Biden. She made reference to 3 of Biden's biggest accomplishments as vice president when he worked with McConnell to extend expiring tax cuts after the 2010 midterm elections. Let's just stop right there. Let's just stop right there, because when you hear Republicans say, we love Biden because he's willing to work with us, we can see ourselves working with Biden if he becomes president, they're simply saying, we know Biden is gonna give us what we want. Because in his mind, working with Republicans, whether it has to do with busing to desegregate schools or pushing for the bankruptcy bill, which made it impossible for students to get rid of student loan debt in a bankruptcy. I mean, all of these policies were policies that Republican lawmakers want, and Biden helped them fight for it. So working with them doesn't mean a compromise, it doesn't mean a negotiation, it means conceding to what Republicans want. And if Biden, who's been bragging about all this, thinks it's a smart and savvy strategy for the midterms, I'm sorry, for the primaries, please keep going. Awesome, awesome. Like he's sliding in the polls for good reason. And it's because his head is stuck in an era that does not resonate with Democratic voters anymore.
Yeah, his comment about the epiphany, like I think he's been consuming some gateway drugs, I think. Yeah, and by the way, when I saw that, I still think the science is out. I need more data. No, you don't. You don't care, and you're never gonna change. You're 1,000 years old. Everybody already understands it's not a gateway drug. It's a stupid argument. I can legally fill up my bathtub with rum, sink to the bottom of it, and drink until I die. I'm legally allowed to do that, but you can't have any marijuana in some states. It's insane. It doesn't make any sense to rational people, but there's still a lot of people in politics who are fundamentally irrational on these issues. And at this point, maybe this is a weird thing to say, if you still make the case that we should not be able to buy marijuana because it's a gateway drug, that's climate denial level, just lack of interest in science and lack of interest in the real world.
100%. I mean, look, a guy, one of our members wrote in during this story and said, yeah, of the Democratic candidates, Biden is most likely to go to war, and Lindsey loves that. Now I bring up this comment because everything that we dislike about Biden is what Republicans like about Biden. His conservative views on social issues. I mean, when you really think about it, he wasn't a fighter for a lot of the social issues that progressives care about today. And he certainly doesn't care about the foreign policy issues that progressives care about. And the party has moved to the left quite a bit.
He's not gonna do it, he's way too nice, he's never gonna do it, but Bernie Sanders should put together all of those endorsements of Biden from people like Lindsey Graham and all those disingenuous Republicans and run it as proof of why Bernie is the one who can get his agenda passed. The Republicans don't want any of these progressive policies to become law. Therefore, the one they say they're eager to work with is clearly the one who's not going to be able to get it done.
Biden recently said that Mike Pence is a decent guy. We know who Biden is. We're over it. The party has moved to the left of Biden. And honestly,
that is bipartisanship though. Because Mike Pence won't be within a mile of a woman he's not married to, and Biden won't go more than 6 inches away from one.
Oh my God.
So if they can come together, like Biden with a non-consenting woman, can't we?
Thanks for watching the Young Turks, really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You've got emojis of me, Anna, John, JR, so those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.